What's going on, people? Back with a bang. This is the Money Management, back here with another video for you guys today. So in this video, we're going to look at a couple different stocks which have earnings this week. We're going to look at some plays that we took this week, although there were not a lot of trades, and then we're going to look at some plays for this upcoming week. Now, before we do that, I'd just like to say, as always, please do drop a thumbs up, comment on the video, subscribe if you're new around here, and share these videos with your friends. It does take a lot of time to make these videos, and of course, the more you share them, the more you comment, the more you like, the better it helps with the algorithm. So please do that. But now let's dive straight into it. So this upcoming week, I see XPeng here. So watch out for the Chinese stocks, watch out for the EV stocks. That's tomorrow, Monday, pre-market. Also, I see Dave & Buster's here. That could be interesting after close tomorrow. Now, I won't necessarily trade either of those two, but I'm just telling you guys, keep that on your radar. One stock I might trade this week is MU, Micron. That has earnings after hours of Tuesday, and I might play this in the run-up. Then Wednesday, we have Five Below. That's the only really interesting one for me. Next up, Thursday, well, obviously BlackBerry, one of those meme stocks. What else have we got? Not seeing a lot. And then Friday, there's barely anything. So, like I said a couple videos back, the earnings season's pretty much over. I mean, now we kind of focus on the regular plays, your stocks just based off news, based off the technical analysis, based off the charts, that kind of stuff. So as always, let's get into this video now. So I'd like to start off by talking about this past week, because this week in the Discord, we were on fire. If you're in the Discord, you would have seen the gains tab, you would have seen the different plays. I personally took only 6 trades this week. 5 of those ended green, and 4 of those were actually plays that doubled up. So it was a very hot week. Those are some plays in there included Alibaba, AVCT, Facebook, Apple, Baidu, and also QQQ calls. Now, this past week, every trade I took was a swing trade, and I kind of plan on doing the same thing going into next week. So let's start off with the number one stock for me to watch this week, and that is TLRY, ticker symbol TLRY. So why is that? Well, it's a pretty simple one. You guys may or may not know that the federal legislation bill might be passed soon, and so, as you can see, TLRY has been running up the past couple of days from $5.80 all the way to highs of $8.69 to $8.70. So one thing I noticed was towards the end of this past week, there are a lot of $8.50, $9.50, $11 calls coming in for the first week of April, also for mid-April, also some expiring this week, so 1st of April. And there's a lot of volume building up with the stocks in this sector. So what I would do here is look at shares, because that can always be a play if you really want to be a part of it, but also look at the call options for the 8th of April, for maybe the 15th of April. Because even if the federal legislation doesn't get passed, right? Last year, let me show you something. Last year, there was the same sort of news, hype, whatever you want to call it, around end of February, I believe. Here we are. End of February last year. Look at this. Just look at this. TLRY ran up from $17 all the way to highs of $67, just off federal legislation hype. And that's why I say shares might be a play with this one, because if you're like, you know what, I don't know when I want my options to expire, I'm not sure what strike to pick, guess what? You can swing trade this and grab calls, but you can also just buy shares and wait for that pump, because I don't want to say it's inevitable, but it's very likely based off what we saw last year during the federal legislation hype. So with watching TLRY, you can also watch Aurora Cannabis, which is ACB. You can also watch Sundial, ticker symbol SNDL, if you want a cheaper stock. But I am pretty intrigued to see what happens with all of the marijuana stocks. And of course, like I said, TLRY is my specific pick here, but you can watch the others as well. Also, just to note, Friday ran up 22%, almost 23%. So if there's a sell-off tomorrow, then just beware of that, because you might be able to get this at a discount. Don't be the person who jumps in first 15 minutes into the market open. Next up, we have Apple, ticker symbol AAPL. And I smacked this over the head, I think, pretty much every week of this month. So with this one, I plan on doing the same as I've done this past few weeks. So how is that? Well, buy call options after the dips, pullbacks or red days. So mainly with this one, it's been dips and pullbacks because there were no red days in the past couple of weeks. So again, with a pullback towards 172.20, that's my level for it. Just here, 172.20. I'll look for call options. If it does manage to pull back all the way to 167.23, just above the moving averages, just above my level of support, I'll also look for call options. But I'm sticking with what has been working for me with Apple. As you can see, green days on green days. The past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days of trading, it has been green. So I plan on smacking this over the head once again. My price target is obviously 182.23. And if we don't see that this week, we might see it beginning of April. But it would be great to get into some call options here. 177.50 call options, somewhere around there. And see it run up to 180 or even higher. But again, just wait for those pullbacks, wait for those dips. And if you're in the Discord, you might even want to wait for the call outs. Next up, Snowflake, the symbol SNOW. I pointed this one out in the Discord a few times last week, and it's still on my radar. Now, check this out. Look at that nice gap up towards the moving average, 275. Also a gap up to around 260s. So we might have to be patient with this one, but you already know that I'm waiting for that to hold above the moving average and start uptrending. I would definitely look for call options 250, 255, that level. If you zoom out, whenever you see these stocks, zoom out. Overall, past 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, it has been bearish. Only since it hit lows of 163 in mid-March. Since then, it's obviously started uptrending again, and I like that. So I'm watching for that gap up. Now we have ROBLOX, another stock that I've mentioned a few times the past couple weeks on the YouTube videos, and a stock which started to recover, very similar to Snowflake as you see the chart. But the only difference is this one sold off heavily on Friday. It was down 7%, and it could be trying to drop back down to this level, around $36. On the other hand, it might just pull back here. It might just be pulling back here and be ready to jump up back towards what? Here, $53. So I will be looking for the call options with this one. And if it does manage to break around, let's see, might look on a smaller time frame. If it manages to break above, 48.52, that's probably when I would look to get in and try and ride it up towards around $51, and then again to higher levels around $52.80. So it's a few different jumps we're looking for, but remember, like I said, it's sort of heavily on Friday. Look at that as an opportunity. Don't be scared, don't be running away from it. It has plenty of potential long term, but also swing trade potential for this week. Look at my levels all up here. Those are my price targets. That's where I'd love to see ROBLOX back sometime this year. So also that means $47, feel free to grab some shares as well. Couple more stocks now to look at. I'll go with Tesla, ticker symbol TSLA. So this one finally broke $1,000 again this week, held nicely above the 200 moving average, and it's back trending towards what I'd say is around the level of 1200, if I'm not mistaken. Not here. Just zoom out a little bit. Well, 1166, that's my level exactly. So close to 1200. With Tesla, right, it's similar to Apple. You want to get in on the pullbacks, the red days, the little sell-offs. Those little pullbacks, those are where I try to get my entries. The thing with Tesla is the contracts are kind of expensive, right? But if you go far enough out of the money, like we saw in this group, shout out Dre, you can still get 500%, 600%, 700% returns on Tesla. Now, that's not what I'm saying I'm looking for, but all it takes is Tesla having a really strong green day and your $10, $15, $20 contracts jumping up to $30, $40, $50, and even higher. So once again with Tesla, just like Apple, look for the pullbacks towards the moving averages, towards strong levels of support. For example, at 1,000, there's a strong level of support. And if you can do that and then ride it up to highs of what, 1,040, even higher, that's how you want to play this. My price target for Tesla is 1,200. So doesn't mean you should go and get a $1,200 call, but rather you should just look at seeing if you can play it up towards 1,200 over the next few weeks. Maybe it takes a month, maybe it takes longer, but that's evidently my overall price target for it. one more to finish us off, and that is going to be Intel, ticker symbol INTC. So Intel have earnings in a couple months, nothing nearby, so you don't have to worry about that. But as you can see, it had a nice breakout the past few days, and this run has been nothing short of impressive. We'll zoom in a little bit. Go to the hourly chart. Now this is nicely trending above the moving averages on the hourly chart. What levels will I look at for this? Well, around here, $52. So that's one level. Next up has a $58. That's another level. And honestly, if you can get from $51 to $58, that's around a 8% gain. Pretty impressive, I'd say. But make sure that if you are going to trade these kind of stocks, you analyze them on multiple different time frames. 15 minutes, trending nicely above the moving averages. 5 minutes, same thing. And when you see these kind of pullbacks on the 5 minute, on the 15-minute chart, those for me are nice levels for entry. Of course, the daily chart is also going to show us how it has been trading past few trading days and how it has closed day to day. And right now, this looks pretty good. Obviously, it's already had a run up, a little run up from $47, $48 up to $51, but it does not mean it's anywhere near done. Again, from 51 here up to $56, $57, we have a nice potential for a gap up. And that is mainly it for the stocks to watch in this video. Of course, in the Discord tomorrow, pre-market, I will have my full stock watch list for this week. Last week, many of the stocks that I had on watch did hit their price targets. For example, Barber to the downside, AMD to 120, UPST to 130. Those are the kind of stocks you want to look at. And if you do want to see the watch list, then feel free to come and check out the Discord. Of course, we have different sections in there. We're always live trading, so please do check it out. Overall, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you guys do drop some feedback, show some support. It's always appreciated. As always, make sure you guys check out the stock options starter pack. That is 10 videos there. You guys will have access to those videos for life. Teaches you all about options. And mainly, the main thing to do in this kind of market is keep winning. We won big in the Discord last week. It was a fantastic week, and we plan to do the same again this week. Thanks a lot for watching this video. That's it for me. I got money to making. You got money to making. See you guys next time for another video. Peace.
Game.